The outside, Zacchaeus looked successful. He had money, he had power, he had influence. He had achieved things that many people around him could only dream about. But there was a problem. People didn't like him. Zacchaeus was a tax collector and he had become wealthy through his work. To the people around him, he wasn't a successful man. He was someone they didn't trust, someone they avoided. And perhaps the strangest part of this story is he had everything people could see, but something inside him was still missing. One day, Zacchaeus heard that Jesus was passing through his town and he wanted to see him. But there was a problem. Zacchaeus was short and the crowd was huge. Nobody was going to move aside just so he could see Jesus. So Zacchaeus did something unusual. He ran ahead of the crowd and climbed a tree. Imagine that, a wealthy, powerful man climbing a tree just to get a glimpse of Jesus. Maybe something inside him was telling him, there has to be more to life than this. Then Jesus reached the tree, and instead of walking past, Jesus stopped. He looked up, and he called Zacchaeus by name. Zacchaeus, come down! Jesus didn't see him the way everyone else saw him. The crowd saw him as a tax collector, a dishonest man, a sinner, but Jesus saw a person who was ready for change. And then Jesus said something even more surprising. He told Zacchaeus that he wanted to stay at his house. Zacchaeus came down immediately, and something changed inside him. He didn't simply say, I'm sorry. He decided to change his actions. He promised to give half of his possessions to the poor, and if he had cheated anyone, he would repay them 4 times that he had taken. The man who had spent his life collecting more suddenly wanted to give back. Meeting Jesus changed what he valued. His money didn't disappear, his position didn't disappear, but his heart changed. And maybe your life looks different from Zacchaeus, but perhaps you understand his emptiness. Maybe you're working hard for success. Maybe you are chasing money. Maybe you are waiting for the next promotion, the next achievement, the next purchase, the next thing that you believe will finally make you feel happy. And yet, sometimes when everything becomes quiet, you still feel like something is missing. Because success can fill your calendar, money can fill your bank account, achievements can fill your resume, but none of these things can completely fill your heart. Maybe you have been trying to fix that emptiness by achieving more. Maybe you have been telling yourself, once I get that job, once I earn that money, once I reach that goal, then I'll be happy. But Zacchaeus discovered something different. Sometimes what your life needs isn't more things, it's Jesus. So, if you have everything you thought of, you wanted, but you still feel that emptiness inside, stop for a moment. Talk to Jesus. Let Him into the part of your life that success can't reach. You don't need to have everything figured out before you come to Him. Just come to Jesus.